old things or some different various things. You might get something with like a 32 kilohertz sampling rate. You might get something that's even got a 2205 sampling rate if they encoded it to save space. It is not unusual for a wide variety of sampling rates to exist in digital media. And typically Windows will take all that and adapt it to one sampling rate and send it on out your sound card through CD standard or higher if you set specifically for that. But more and more often I'm finding that Windows is getting very nitpicky about wanting my card to be set to a certain sampling rate and not being able to set it on its own, and then just kind of crapping out. And at first I just thought it was the M Audio giving me trouble because it's old and it's not playing nice with the new OS, and Microsoft updated their shit, and M Audio ain't making new drivers, so now theirs doesn't play nice with this. But I hooked up an iMic card to use for the Skype output because Skype absolutely refused to output out the M Audio, because right now I can only get the M Audio to work on a strict 44.1 if I set everything to 44.1. And Skype plays voice messages at 44.1, but Skype will not output your sound at 44.1. It probably does it at like 32 or something like that to save on data and whatever. And the iMic card defaulted to 48 kilohertz when I plugged it in and wouldn't play anything at 48 kilohertz. But when I put into the setting and set to 44.1, Skype plays nice with that, even though it won't play nice at 44.1 on the M Audio card. So figure that shit out.
All these weird devices you put in there. I don't know.
An M Audio Delta 1010 LT sound card and an iMic USB sound card. Those are all those weird devices. Those are fairly standard devices. They're both dated, but they're both. Hey, let me.
I never heard of them.
Kevin Reeves was doing his show with iMic cards, and then he stopped doing the show because he realized they sounded like shit because they were cheap iMic cards. Dune's got at least 10 iMic cards somewhere in the bottom of a closet because they say "I" in the beginning of them.
Well, the first time I have ever heard of them.
No, they're really cheap USB cards. It's just a little white piece of plastic. You plug it in. It's got a 2 headphone jacks in it. One's an input, one's an output. The input you could set to be mic or line. And I bought them as a cheap way to expand and easily add Skype to the show back when I was still using the Aardvark card. I barely used them. I haven't used it in years. But it's basically been sitting in with my stuff as a kind of a emergency backup plan, which is what today was. So, Venison, how are you doing today?
Oh yeah, you think you got problems?
No, I don't. Well, actually, I do have. I have a dilemma. I don't have a problem. I have a dilemma. But let's hear about your problems.
Yeah, I've got the Dell computer, the main broadcast machine, and all of a sudden now won't launch Skype. It refuses. It says, nope, we're not even going to let you get to the log on screen. We don't like this. Check your settings, check your firewall or something settings. It won't come up.
Weird.
And then, Twitter works. Now they get to the Windows 7 machine. Skype works, obviously, but it won't lock into Twitter. It comes up that weird index screen. I have no idea how to get around that. And it won't let you log in.
Have you thought of Linux?
Shit. A few times.
You ought to
never went there.
All you gotta do is go download an ISO image of a Linux install, get like an 8 gig USB USB flash drive.
I heard your install nightmares.
No, that was old stories. I can view porn perfectly fine on the Linux installs I've done in the past few months.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, I have two laptops downstairs with Linux on them right now. Uh, I'm using Kubuntu on them. And you download the ISO image, you get your jump drive. Jump drive. You know, is the term jump drive dated? Have I not gotten that memo?
Not that I know of.
I mean,
I don't even know what to call mine now.
do you know what a jump? I mean, you got a USB key. Do you ever call it a jump drive? Is that a term you use? Does it sound abnormal to hear me say jump drive, or does that sound normal?
Well, jump drive, thumb drive.
Thumb drive's good. Yeah, because I somehow I don't know where I picked up jump drive, but that kind of is my go-to word when I'm not thinking about it. I'm like, hey, let me get a jump drive. And one of my former coworkers said, you know, you're showing your age there with that. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a jump drive. And but no, I guess flash drive, thumb drive is more common. Jump drive is considered dated. So I've been self-conscious about that ever since he did. But maybe he's messing with me. Anyways,
a whole bunch of 128 giggers.
Oh yeah. Now you get yourself an 8 gig thumb drive. You get the ISO image.
I said 128.
128. Okay, and then you get a little a program called Rufus that lets you take the ISO image and flash the jump drive with it, and then you get yourself an installer. You throw that in your laptop, you turn it on. It gives you the option to try it out or do an install. You can try it out, run it right off the jump drive, but or you can install it. But that's not what we came here to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, Venison, I want to get your take on this because you know, we should open the show a little bit and then talk about the joys of the workplace and professionalism. But
no.
Before we get into professionalism, we need to get into the show
again.
We need to get to the show we call
Insert title here.
It's the show that changes titles so often we had to put in a placeholder, and this week it's called Fun in the Workplace with Johnny. And Venison wouldn't know much about that, but that's okay.
Yeah, right.
All right. So lately, my workplace has a new feature. I hung a thing up on the wall that has a circle with the instructions inside the circle that says "Bang Head Here," and that's really livened up the place. It gives me something to do every time someone opens their mouth, because every time someone opens their mouth, they say something stupid, and then I stand up and go over to the thing I hung up on the wall and do as it instructs me. And just bang my head relentlessly against the wall. And it does have safety instructions. It lets you know to, you know, keep repeating. And then if you're unconscious, to stop. And every time I become unconscious, I do as the instructions say, and I stop banging my head against the wall. The problem is I eventually come to. And then once again, I can hear the voices coming from everyone's mouths when they say all the stupid shit they say. So that's fun in the workplace. And I know what you're thinking. Well, why in the hell are you still working there? Well, you know, I'm working on that. So
check.
So here's the dilemma, because I have a I have a job interview on Friday, and the guy that's lining all the stuff up for me, he gave me a call and he said, "Hey, here's the scoop on the job interview Friday. This guy is a real professional." And the person that scheduled the interview with me made a point to tell me he's a real professional, and he's very professional and very much into a professional workplace. I think the recruiter wanted to get across to me something about being professional, because the word professional came up a lot in this conversation. And because there's not very many different ways to say he's a professional. He likes things professional, and you're going to want to be professional. And the point he was trying to get across to me was, don't just throw on a collared shirt and a tie and call it good. You need to get a suit on for this guy. You don't show up in a suit. It's a no-go.
Oh, brother.
Now,
another elitist prick.
No, I wouldn't put it that way. He's just professional. He likes the look. He wants someone that's going to look the part, you know? There's some people that, you know, clothes make the man. And the man with the clothes makes the money to buy the more clothes. And so, because pants are not optional in many things in life. And if I don't make the money, I can't buy the pants. So, yeah. So the past few times I found that the interviewing for my line of work has been such that now I normally did put a suit on to go interview. But then I found the last interview I did, I had to do that like after work. And if I showed up at work in a suit, I'd look very out of place. I'd probably be the only guy in the building wearing a suit. The only guy on our floor wearing a suit. And everyone would be asking me how the interview went. Because the only way I could be more obvious is if I went around wearing a blinking sign on me that said, I have a job interview today and not here for someplace else because I'm leaving this job soon, which would be a pretty big sign. But
dumb sign too.
but that's pretty much what the equivalent of wearing a suit at my current job would be. So I've pretty much kind of played it safe, and I have my slacks and belt, and I just put on a button down shirt with a collar. Normally I wear a shirt like this, but on the days I have an interview, I'll put on a button down shirt with a collar, which is not all that out of place in the workplace. And I'll have a tie in the bag. And then when I'm done with work, I'll throw the tie on, go to my interview, and look a little bit nicer. Shirt and tie usually gets you by in my line of work for interviews these days. But the recruiter called me and said, no, you need a suit for this. So that means I have two options. Well, I have three options. One option, utilize a changing room somewhere in this building and hope no one sees me leaving the building in a suit and go to my interview early. B, call in sick for the day and then go to my interview in my suit and just not deal with the office at all, which is what I'm probably going to do because I have, plenty of vacation time I'm not going to use. Or option 3, show up to work in a suit and look at all the reactions. Which, like I said, is the equivalent of walking around with a big blinking sign that says, I have a job interview today, not here, someplace else, because I'm leaving this job. Please feel free to ask me about that. What do you think, Venison? Should I just go for it and show up to my job in a suit and be like, hey, I got to leave early today. We're cool, right?
Yeah, and find yourself fired the next morning. And then get refused at the interview.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to call out, obviously. I mean, it's fun to joke and it's fun to think about how fun this would be, but in all seriousness, don't no one needs to talk me off the ledge. I'm not going out like that.
Yeah, don't go in walking carrying a bomb.
No.
And lighting the fuse.
No. But I will say that this is looking very promising. Now, I've had a few past things that looked very promising, so I'm not, I don't want to get carried away and go setting myself up for disappointment here because there's no guarantees. Hey, Jay Booger would suggest muting while coughing, but here on this show, we want to know what's going on with you. So cough on, Venison.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh, it was strong.
Yeah. Anyways, I should bring up the YouTube to see if there's any thing going on in the chat room. So let me check that out right now, because if anyone else wants to comment on whether I should just go in with the suit or take the day, absolutely. Okay. Dune writing in, holy crap, there's 3 streams later. Tell them your Sunday co-host fell ill and you're preparing just in case. They will buy that. Yeah, well, this Sunday when you got to do the
Okay.
Yeah, no, all right. So, anyways, this is looking very promising, and I say that cautiously, but I'm cautiously optimistic here because I've already interviewed with the people that are in the direct line above me, and they like me. They think we think this is the guy. We think this is the fit. The only thing is that the people that I'd be reporting to are in different locations. And so I would basically be the representative for the Boston office of this company and would, be the people, the face that the Boston people would see there every day representing IT and help desk. So the people at that office need to give their thumbs up. So I guess it's a member of management from that office there that, he has to like me and has to think that I'm going to fit in their office and their little world, their little environment. So, I mean, I already have, passed the skill test, the knowledge test, and all that stuff as far as the department goes. This is more of a personality test, which has to do with professional. So I got to go in looking professional, sounding professional. I probably should
see how well you could fake it.
I probably shouldn't put together a demo reel of my show and hand that off over to him on a DVD going, well, here, I prepared a little video of what I can do. Why don't we pop this in and listen to what the TF is all about? Because you're going to need to know this to participate in the office banter with me. No.
And we go into booty talk.
Yeah, exactly. And we need to make sure he knows the gas station codes. Yeah. No. So I basically I gotta fake it, and I gotta fake it good and get in there.
Yes, because if you come in there with a suit, and sound all professional, then he knows you can fake it good.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, So, so hopefully that will go well. But there is still a little devilish side of me that's like, wouldn't it be fun just to mess with them and show up in the suit and be like, yeah, gotta leave early, follow up dentist appointment. Yeah, I know I just had a dentist appointment last week, but this is the follow up. Got to make sure the cleaning kept. Well, it's okay because my boss has a dentist appointment on Friday too.
Yeah, but who wears a suit to a dentist appointment?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If I show up at the office in a suit and say I got to leave early for something that's not a job interview, everyone's going to know I'm leaving early for a job interview. And that would just be fun. It'd be fun just to mess with them. They kind of flaunt it that, like, yeah, we all know what's going on here, but I ain't admitting it. I'm just making it very well known. I think it'd be fun.
Now then, there's also the idea that, well, maybe if you go in there with the suit, now intimidate him to, if they like you enough to the point where they want you to stay, they may give you raises, promotions, bonuses, maybe.
You mean at the current job?
Yeah, to keep you there.
They can't pay me enough.
Uh-huh.
I'm not kidding. They cannot pay. Well, there probably is a number they could throw out there, but they ain't gonna meet it. They're definitely going to have to go into 6 digits to keep me there. Let's just say that, that's
right.
well into the 6 digits to keep me there. That is, yeah. There is no way in hell. No. It's like, yeah, this job sucks really bad. This place is going down. We are on a sinking ship, which even if they offered me a huge, it would have to be enough that I could put together a healthy emergency fund, build up a healthy emergency fund in the next year, because I don't like the outlook for the future of this company. I really don't. I honestly think that in another year or two, we're going to be in serious trouble. And so it would not be smart to turn down an opportunity right now. You know?
Yeah. Get out while the getting's good.
Right. Now if they counter offered something ridiculous, that would give me time to make bank, and then I could like live off of that for a little while I look for another job. But that's not as certain as, taking an offer now. So, it's yeah. Because like I said, I'm banging my head on the wall. It's just, it's awful. Absolutely. I will go into more detail once I'm out of there. and then you'll all know where to never work. Oh my God. It's so bad. It's so bad. The recruiter I'm working with called me up when we were talking about this job that I'm interviewing for now. And he said, "What's the deal with the company you're working for now? I've been hearing a lot of things about it." I'm like, "Really? You don't say." It's like, "Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of change going on there, and it's, kind of a mess and a lot of shakeup. Are you being affected by that?" Yeah, as a matter of fact, I am. Yeah, word is spreading, and the recruiters know this company's going downhill. I mean, word is getting out. This ain't the place to work.
Ooh. And also, there is that possibility that the new place you're trying to get into has also heard that stuff. They see you as the IT, and they wonder, did you have a hand in their demise? Because if so, we don't want you here.
Oh, no. I can easily explain where the demise is coming from, what I've been doing to try to fight it. Because that's the thing, is that it's very difficult to answer any question, because anything you say can be open to interpretation. Because if you have to, if you answer with too long of an answer, then you're a rambler and you lost them. But if you answer with a quick response, you leave a lot of room for interpretation. So if you ask me, why are you leaving your current job? Because we were acquired by another company and they're shitting all over everything. Well, you probably don't want to talk about shit when you're interviewing, but if you say to someone, "I'm leaving the company because we were acquired by another company," then that kind of leaves them to, well, gee, what if we get acquired by another company? Or, gee, what if we have some kind of a migration or merger, So that's the thing. Left by itself, that could make you look like someone that cuts and runs when things get difficult. So I've been very careful to how to explain that, and the easiest way to do it is to say, I'm concerned about my future with the current company, and I don't feel like there's a secure future there. That's kind of simple. And I usually look for my opportunities to mention that in my past job, I worked through being acquired twice, and they were both challenging but ultimately positive experiences that taught me a lot. To make sure I get in there like, I've done this before and I've stayed there through it, but this time around, there's really a problem. I'm not one to cut and run, but I am one to get on the lifeboat when the ship's going down.
Yeah, you're first one on it. And rowing away before anybody notices.
I fell off of the boat into the lifeboat. Honest. I was totally going to help the women and children, and then I tripped and I fell, and wouldn't you know it, I landed in a lifeboat, and by then it was too late to get back on the ship. Wasn't that the story that captain gave that was the first guy off the boat? I tripped and fell in a lifeboat. Don't know how it happened.
Oh man.
Oh. No, believe me, there have been a lot of departing lifeboats from this company, and I've been trying very hard to get on one. we have lost a lot of talented people. I mean, most of the people that I relied on that like knew what they were talking about are gone. And I mean, this happened in like the past month or two. It's yeah. You look to your left, you look to your right. These are the people that have not been able to find other jobs yet. That's who I'm surrounded by now. The people that can't find other work.
And you're the only one.
The head of our department, he's gone. This is his last week. We're all going out to the bar to toast and wish him good luck on Wednesday. and the place is really going to fall apart because he was like, kind of holding together the bits and pieces we had left of a company.
In other words, he's the one that had the common sense.
Yeah, well, a lot of people had common sense. It's just that we only got so much we can work with. We were acquired by this company that's based out of another country. And, when I was working for the ARCO, I don't know, is this an interesting topic? Do people really want to hear about this? I mean, comment in the chat room on the YouTube, or you can Skype in on HB Live. Let's see. Dune suggests, well, what if you have a very exclusive dentist? That could work. I show up with the suit, be like, dentist appointment. Gotta leave.
I tweet to you later.
Very exclusive dentist. You have any idea how long I've been on this guy's waiting list? I can't mess this up.
Yeah.
But no. When Boise acquired Tharco, I was working for Tharco. We were acquired by Boise, and we had a spare office. And someone that worked for Boise showed up and spent a lot of time sitting in that office. I mean, so we had a like real life presence in the building. And he was kind of like, the guy that was tasked with the job of coordinating how we move forward. And as time went on, we met a lot more people and worked closely with more people that were Boise people. And, I got to know some of these people. We went to lunches together. My coworkers went to Boise, visit them. They came over to here. We went around, came up with a game plan, went out, we all worked this together. Yeah. We broke some eggs while making some omelets, but we got it done. And we all like kind of worked together and kind of had a plan laid out. And there were some changes I didn't like. And, you had to deal with it. And then when PCA came, once again, it was a guy that showed up, introduced himself, and he was a guy we saw a lot of. And then we saw a lot of the Chicago people that would come out there and the whole team of them. And those are the people that were all standing around in a circle going, man, who would have thought that Ixos program would cause so many problems? Me! I told you all. Is what I wanted to say.
You should have.
I did, but more politely. It was like, 2 a.m. at that point. So I couldn't rub it in too much. They just want to get back to the hotel room and get drunk and pass out and then come in the next morning. But they were all good people, and I worked with them all, and I got to know them all. We have nothing like that here. I mean, there are some executives that show up and sit down with executives and talk executive stuff, but ain't no one talking about the stuff that we have to do to make our systems and their systems work together. No one's working with us to help us understand how their systems work. No one's working with us to help us understand what we need to teach our end users to be able to set things up. We've had problems where contractors have their accounts shut off for no reason because someone didn't cross an I or dot a T. And then it takes 3 weeks to get their email turned back on. And it's like, that seriously affects someone's ability to do their job. You turn off someone's email and give no easy way to turn it back on unless you jump through a whole series of hoops and we can't even get instructions on where those hoops are, how to jump through them. You're sinking our ship. You are totally sinking our ship. You've set us on a collision course.
Maybe that's what they wanted to do.
Oh, no. They already cut the departments and gave the walking papers out to the people they don't want. That happened fairly recently, actually. They have decided, okay, this product are good. This product, don't care about it. Gone. Bye. They did it more politely and dignified than that, but yeah, a bunch of people have been given their walking papers recently. It's
my. Like I said, I think he's got plans. Don't know what they could be.
I got plans. I got plans to.
Somehow I think it doesn't include you.
I'm one of those people that's there to hold it together. But you know what? Long term, I don't know. Here's the thing. They need me there for at least another year or two. They need our department there for at least another year or two, because we're like, but then again, who even knows if there's even that much thought given to it or not. But people do rely on us to get things done. If they got rid of us, it would really fall apart, because without us, new employees don't get their laptops, don't get their accounts, don't get access to our systems, and they don't get access to their systems because no one on their side's telling them how to get it. So we've been figuring that out and moving that process along. They can't get rid of us yet. They probably do want to get to a point where they just tell everyone to call this phone number to a call center in the Philippines, but they're not quite there yet.
I still think it's a way they're trying to get rid of your company and turn it into something else that they want to use it for.
Well, I mean, it is, I can't go into the details yet, but I mean, it is a related type of company, but that is in the field that they're not into. So it is a way for them to kind of add that type of a company to their portfolio. But they don't understand it. They don't understand it at all. And that's something that's common. I mean, I saw that. I saw when, we were acquired by Boise, we were acquired by PCA. They didn't completely understand what Tharco was about, but at least they worked with us to get the technology end working, right? And I think there were people that were genuinely trying to understand it. And, they did ultimately. I mean, I shouldn't sing the praises of PCA all that much, because I did fire a bunch of my friends in a very awful way by basically just doing this migration, and then they come into work the next day. There's nothing for them to do, and they basically just sit in the office doing nothing for a month before the phone call comes and goes, "Yeah, we're giving you a compensation package, and your last date is in 3 weeks from now."
Isn't that lovely?
But there was a number of years that led up to that point, and I saw it coming when I got out of there. So it's like, you all had a number of years to see it was getting to this point. You stayed to the end, and you got an okay package at the end of it. So that's not awful, and hopefully your resume is up to date. I don't know.
Yeah.
Business sucks.
Yes, it does.
Jobs wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for all the people and the work.
And business is starting to suck even more now, but oh well. This, everything sucks.
Yeah. Well, you know what though? I do have a plan. I am the man with a plan, and my plan's gonna go something like this: go to interview Friday, nail it with my charm and my professional look and my friendly, firm but not too firm handshake and eye contact, and talking about, white glove service and providing quality and respecting what I'm here for. It's my job to get things done and to make sure everything's working right. And, I'm going to see things through to the end. I know how to talk this talk. I've talked this talk many times. This is the part I'm good at, the job interview. It's when you start hitting me with random tech questions that I have no idea what the environment is, and don't have a chance to do a little bit of playing around and a little trial and error, that you're expecting me to have the right answer. Interviewing for tech is like being an end user that's calling up and is frustrated that I've not hit the easy button yet to make their problem go away in the course of 5 minutes. It's like, dude, I need to get in your computer and take a look. We'll figure it out, though. But talking about, the professionalism and the work ethics and that stuff, it's easy. It's common sense. That's common sense. But speaking of work ethics and lack thereof, I'm at a point where I just don't give two shits at this current job. And so I have a feeling if things go as I plan, Monday, I'm going to come in to work. I'm going to turn on my little Bluetooth speaker. I'm going to queue up YouTube, and I'm going to just, set it to random. The kind of random that just happens to by chance randomly bring up.
Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
Oh, it's that's friend.
A woman done left, took all the reason I was working for. You better not try to stand in my way as I'm walking out the door. Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
There we go. So that's I don't know how that song got in my playlist.
Yeah, okay.
No idea. By the way, all the monetization for this video will now be going to Johnny Paycheck. So you're welcome, or whoever it was that wrote the song, whoever owns the copyright to it. So yeah, I think I might actually pull that song up on Monday if things go well. Because it's no secret to anyone around me that I so hate this job and I so want it. Well, the worst problem is I don't get along with my boss. That's my biggest problem right now.
Yeah, that would be the biggest problem.
Well, he's not doing anything, and I can't pick up his slack because I'm not authorized to do the things that he's not doing that he should be doing. Oh my God. I mean, here's a guy.
Boss.
I'm trying to think of, for example, we get requests for things that we don't manage and we don't handle. And so we forward them to the appropriate department. I mean, that's part of what help desk is, because if you have to tell the end user, no, you go there for that problem. You go there for that problem. You go there for that problem. Yeah, that's easier for us, but that's confusing as hell for the end user. So I'm like, no, we should not be telling them where they go directly. It's okay to mention it like, hey, in the future, if you need a quicker response and you happen to remember it, you can just email, that team at that email. But really, we should be forwarding the request to there, and we should be a middleman because we're the help desk. We should be the one-stop spot for all your help desk needs. And the easiest part of that is if we just assign the ticket to that team. Well, there's this one team that decided, we're not going to do tickets anymore. So remove our queue. And my boss was like, yeah, cool. Right. Okay. And I'm like, wait a minute. No, that's not okay. People open tickets for things that they do. Why? And he's like, well, if you want to ask them, you can go ahead and ask them. I'm like, but you're the head of our department. You're the one that really should be, pushing these points or asking these questions. Yeah, I could go talk to them, but I'm not representing any, it's not appropriate for me to go telling other people how to do their jobs.
Not my job, man.
It's not that. It's that I'm looking at what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, where my role begins, where my role ends. I should not be the one coordinating things with other departments because I'm not the head of my department.
Where am I?
And he's like, and I keep trying to explain this to him. You're our lead. We need you to lead. We need you to coordinate these things with these other departments. And he's like, what? It's not your department? I'm like, that's not what I said. I'm like, I'll go sit down and talk to them, but they don't listen to me because I'm not the head of anything. I'm not having any authority, but that's not what I came here to talk about. I mainly came here to talk about the suit. Is this something I buy a new suit for? Or, because I don't actually have like a suit. I have a black jacket and black dress pants and a white button-down shirt and a few ties. Does that qualify as a suit, or does that not fully count as a suit?
Yeah, it qualifies as a poor man's suit. If you're going to be in some place where you're supposed to be professional, you got to wear a regular suit.
What's the difference between a black jacket, black dress pants, white button-down shirt, and a tie, and a suit? What's the difference? Suit is also jacket, pants, shirt, tie, maybe a vest, but I don't know. Is the vest required?
How the jacket looks.
Jacket looks like a black jacket.
Nah, there's a difference between a suit design and the regular jacket design.
It's a suit jacket.
Yeah, okay. You better hope it's close enough.
I don't know. Do you know anything about suits? Have you worn suits?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, hey, if you can wear it at a funeral, you should be able to wear it to a job interview, right? Is that a good rule of thumb? I just made that up. That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm here for a job interview. I'm wearing my funeral suit.
I don't get this job. You could just put me in a box.
God.
Something like that.
Well, let's put it this way. So-called professional people, especially ones that do interviews, for jobs for this company, then we know the type we're looking for. Like I said, if you don't come in a, well, for lack of a better way to put it, known suit, they just look at you and go, this guy might not be professional enough. He's not wearing a professional suit. I don't like him. Out the door.
Okay. All right. But I mean, suits, aren't cheap.
No, they're not.
I mean, let's see.
Even the one I got, nice suit for the funeral, was $200.
All right, let's see. Extreme slim. No. Slim. No. Modern. All right. Is it modern or this guy's a professional. He's old school. So I think we want to go with classic. I'm at the Men's Warehouse site right now. Okay. Jacket. Generous cut through chest and waist. Yeah, good. I need that. Pants. Full trouser leg. Slack sits at waist. Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Hey, they're pants, right? Okay. All right. So we're going to go with a classic color. Blue or gray? Oh, you know what? Let's go gray. I mean, if we go blue, if it's a baby blue, it might look like a leisure suit. Don't want to go there. Pattern. Plaid. Ooh, plaid. Is plaid in? Can I do plaid?
Probably not plaid, because that makes you look flashy and gaudy.
Tick, window pane, stripe, or solid?
Whatever happened to gray?
Well, gray's the color. Now I'm going with the pattern.
Oh. Pattern.
Solid gray, tick gray, stripe gray, window pane gray, or a plaid gray?
I didn't know there were so many different shades of gray.
Well, no, there's patterns. All right. Let's look at the solid. Solid is good old school. That's, size. 42 long. 38? No, sorry. Wait, that's someone else's joke.
That's right. Where?
You don't remember the old, what was it? What was that guy's? The Andrew Dice Clay talking about buying a suit. The guy, he's telling the guy he wants the suit to be 42 long. The guy looks at him and says, 38? No, 42 long. 38? 42 fucking long. Never mind. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I might have to go to a place and have them measure me.
That helps too.
All right. What's the difference between single-breasted and two-button? Now, two button, I think, is self-explanatory. That has two buttons. Single breasted, I think, is self-explanatory. That there's a single breast. But I didn't realize that those were exclusive things. That you can only have a breast or buttons.
Now you get into details that I never even cared about.
I think two buttons sounds simple and to the point. I never understood the deal with the buttons. There's something about the buttons. Like you button only, like you leave the bottom button unbuttoned, which it's like, well, why do you have a bottom button if you leave it unbuttoned? What's the point of the bottom button? I don't get it. Why have a button that's there to not be used? That's gotta
etiquette is kind of weird.
Okay, I have two options now, and they're both $700.
Whoa.
Yeah. I can't afford this until I get the job. So yeah, jacket, dress pants, button down shirt, and tie it is. Fuck this suit. Is there a discount bin section on this site somewhere? Maybe if I go with the plaid, there's some cheaper options there since they look ugly. Nope, still $700. Okay. Darn.
I don't wear suits at all. And I just started thinking about this again. What do you how do you wear the suit? I mean, you come walking in the building with the buttons up. Okay. And when you get to the point where you have to sit down, do you unbutton? Or do you leave one button buttoned? Or I don't know.
So I can get a Lauren by Ralph Lauren blue classic fit suit for about $250 on clearance.
There you go. And it's a Ralph Lauren.
Yeah. I don't care.
Well, the outside world does.
Whatever. I got a jacket. I got pants. I'm fine. Not buying a suit especially for this interview.
Just make sure the jacket isn't Levi's.
No, it's not. It's not Levi's. It's I don't know if I bought it from a Macy's or a JCPenney or a Kohl's, but it came from one of those because those were the three stores at the mall. Whoever had the cheapest price that day.
You didn't try Walmart?
I either bought it for a wedding or a funeral. I forget which.
What's the difference?
One of them. There's a box in the front of the church. That's the difference.
Mountain Dew.
Jose Guzman writing in Swift. Jeff Saxton Swift. LOL. All right, so we need to. Oh, let's see if we could add Dune to the call here.
Did it actually work?
Yeah, but let's see if we could add Venison back to the call.
Oh, well, according to my Skype, I was calling both of you. So.
Oh, well,
there he is.
We're lucky any of this works at all because.
No, just did that weird thing again.
So Dune, how many suits do you own?
I had so much stuff to say and I forgot all of it.
Oh.
I mean, I had some gold. I really did. I forgot it all.
You was related to the suits, to the job, to the interview?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's work through this.
Part of it was Woot. I thought you had a Woot suit.
Yeah, but the Woot
be confused with the Zoot suit, and I hope nobody makes fun of me because I'm so drugged up and so sick right now.
Oh my God! So what do you got something with the head or something with the stomach?
Leprosy, something I don't know.
Leprosy. That could be serious.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Botulism. I don't know.
Botulism. Leprosy and botulism.
Voodoo.
Were you near any caravans?
Could be. Oh man, yeah, I don't know what it was. It started hitting me on
Oof, man.
Saturday or Sunday morning. But
Anyway.
So yeah, I was thinking, didn't you get a Woot suit?
Yeah, but it was a few sizes too small.
But you're smaller now.
No, I'm not.
Oh, damn.
I can't fit in that suit. No, I think jacket, button shirt, tie,
I think
dress pants.
Now, do they expect you to wear that when you work?
I don't know, but if it gets me out of this job and they pay me, I'll wear a suit.
Well, and you know what? I was sitting and thinking to myself, you're probably not old enough, but actually, you used to kind of go to work with your dad a long time ago, didn't you?
Yeah, but I worked out in the yard.
Well, I mean, do you ever remember watching it? What kind of made me think about was how, you know, when I say a long time ago, I'm talking, 20 years ago. The guys that came in serviced copiers. I mean, they were like way overdressed in suits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I never understood that unless it was just because that's where they were going all the time. I always thought, man, these guys are going to get toner and crap all over them. And here they are wearing all these nice clothes.
Seems kind of silly and pointless, but
but
it took a few generations to figure that out before finally people were like, you know what? Maybe not.
Yeah, now they just now a typical call goes like this. Yeah, my copier says error 2749. Okay, we're going to send you the part for that. Let us know when you get it put in.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way it works.
Yeah, that's kind of how it works. So, you still sometimes get people sent out to put the parts in. I mean, we had a copier that they had pretty much to tear the whole thing apart to put the part in, and then it still didn't work. So they changed the part next to it, which also involved taking it all apart back together again. But they say
that would be the if not this, then that.
Right. Which
people thought that was code, but no, it's not. It's called. I have no idea what's really wrong with it. So I'm gonna change everything.
The idea being that it would cost a few more cents to order the second part without knowing if it wasn't the first part or not. So rather than just buy both parts and possibly waste a little bit of money, they spent the labor on having the whole thing taken apart, put back together twice. So yes. I mean, right there. The savings are just astounding.
But no, I think you'll be okay. I mean,
yeah. So what do you think? Think I'm making the right call? Just call out and not showing up to work in a suit and be like, yeah, dentist appointment, gotta leave early.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
You're not much of a rub it in kind of guy, at least not right off.
Oh, this one's getting rubbed in.
Well, I think, yeah, but you rub it in after the bridge has already started falling up.
Yeah. Once I've
you don't cut the main cable and then start rubbing it in.
No, I'm gonna finish crossing the bridge, get my feet planted firmly on the ground, and then turn around and do the double fingers right to the boss man.
Yes.
Oh. I mean, I'll be polite about it, but I am not going to be shy about the fact that I am so fucking over this place, and I
never thought about that. I took that picture I made for the guy whose name starts with dead and ends with pull.
Yeah,
you could use that. You could use that picture.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you saw that picture or not.
I'll have to pull it up. But no, I think I'm just going to go with playing "Take This Job" and shove it on my Bluetooth.
Yeah, that would work too.
Yeah,
that would work.
Yeah,
although getting on their case and letting them know how you feel sometimes is a bit of relief. Like when I left that one shop store, I told her off with customers up front.
Well, the thing is,
said, without me, you're going out of business because nobody else can handle that. You blew it.
Here's the thing. I am very frustrated with my current boss, and we're both not happy with the situation. We've gotten to a point that I think we've both realized we're both very different personalities and we don't work well together. But no one really wants to find a way out of this situation until he don't want to fire me and I don't want to quit till I have a job. Because that's where we're at. He's just very laid back. I'm like, dude, this is not good. This is very bad. We need to be asking questions. We need to be getting answers. And he kind of laughs oh, relax. What are you going to do? It's going to just be fine. And, I'm not saying that I'm a pessimist or doom and gloom, but you can't just laugh and be like, yeah, it's gonna be fine when the whole thing is crumbling down around you. I mean, that's just no. Fix it. Go down fighting at least.
Oh yeah, that company closed 5 months later.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This place is getting ready to close.
Revenge was mine. I hated that bitch.
Anyways.
Ooh.
Oh, and June. Little something for you. Did you see? That you check your Twitter and you see my little message there? It just said.
Oh wait, which one? It just said.
Wow,
dude!
I
wish you would die or something. That one, I don't know.
Wait, what?
No.
No, I can't. I don't know what that was a response to. Is that a response to me saying I was sick? I don't remember.
Nope. It was something completely different. Just something that made me go, "Wow, dude!" It was the automation because I tuned in, and yeah, you weren't on because you were sick. And there was this bit that sounded like J Squared. That did this bit on abortion. And it was pretty much pro-abortion. Make a long story short, kid comes in and kills a teacher. He should have been aborted. Abortion, isn't a bad thing. That's for a thing. But listening to the whole commercial, it sounded very, very good.
The views of Venison do not reflect the views of
insert title here
or whatever the heck Venison's listening to.
It was the station, there's the stuff coming out of this station.
Anyways, Shaz is writing in. Shaz writes in, key lime pie. Ooh, that does sound good.
Yeah, she's killing me.
It says,
I'm already dead and she's killing me.
It said, poor sick Dune. He needs cheesecakes. Not just cheesecake, cheesecakes.
I've got cheesecake.
Man, nobody likes you. We took a vote.
This past weekend, we had the big game. You know what that means? The big commercials.
Let's think about that. The big game, that means I have 3 cans of Rotel, 2 bricks of Velveeta, and a whole bunch of little Smokies that are still sitting in the refrigerator. That big game, because I was sick.
Oh, poor dude.
Yeah, now that I'm just going to get a consensus here. Do either one of you, think the game sucked?
I don't know. I only watched the commercials. I think the commercials this year were better than last year. The last few years were pretty lame. The commercials are starting to come back.
Pretty much. Yeah, I watched pretty much all the Puppy Bowl, and then I watched up until the 3 points.
Yeah.
I stopped.
I watched
I would sleep after that.
Oh, puppies.
Yeah. I watched Puppy Bowl too.
Cute.
We Kristen made her guac. Got a bunch of avocados, red onion, tomato, and all that good stuff. She makes some killer guac. And I made salsa. Chopped up a bunch of tomatoes, some red onions, some jalapeno, some cilantro, squeeze a little lime in there, season it with some garlic powder and some salt. And that was great.
I'll deal with paste.
Does sound good.
Yeah. So we munched on that, and then she made a whole bunch of hot wings. And Kristen was feeling some sweet tooth coming on, so I baked a batch of what's better than oatmeal cookies with raisins? Anything that doesn't have raisins in it. so I that's so I took the oatmeal raisin cookie recipe. I replaced the raisins with chocolate chunks, and there we go. So
scotch.
What's that?
Or butterscotch.
That would work, but she wanted the chocolate. We found that I don't know, one of the brands that makes chocolate chips now makes these, big chocolate chunks, these hunkin' chunks to
Oh
put
yeah, I know what you're
instead
talking
of
about. Big squares.
You know what's better than chocolate chips? Big hunkin' chunks of chocolate. That right? Yes. That right there is makes a
Why
world of
take that
difference.
extra time to run them through that little thing that makes them into little droplets? We don't care.
No, who
Chop
needs
them
it?
up, throw them in, call it good.
Yeah, exactly. I think there was there was a recipe book for Ben and Jerry's ice cream flavors, and they're talking about that the way that they had the Heath Bar Crunch recipe, and one day they got tired of chopping up Heath bars, so he took the box and like threw it on the ground. And after some experimenting, they figured out that like you freeze the box of Heath bars, you drop it off a 6-foot ladder, and it breaks it up in just the right chunks. So it's nice that they have instructions there. And Shaz pointing out that I'm just killing dude with all the sweets.
You are.
That's okay. I don't know. Most of the things I made were fine, though. I mean, the salsa was good. The guac was good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
carb friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, the tortilla chips to dip in the salsa. Not just going to take a handful of salsa.
I use those. I just get my own salsa bowl and I use the tortilla chip as a spoon.
Ah.
And then you can have the appearance of using a tortilla chip, but not really use it.
I think pork rinds are carb friendly, so you can just use those to dip in the salsa instead, if you don't mind, eating your salsa on slices of styrofoam. But
okay,
I still have that pack of microwavable pork rinds that I got in my stocking that I need to try out to figure out.
Is that a real thing or is that a joke?
It's both.
Microwavable pork rinds?
It's a real thing.
It's almost like you lost a bet.
It's a real thing, but Kristen put it in my stocking as a joke. So you're both right. I don't get it, but I have to try it. It looks like a bag of microwavable popcorn, but it says microwavable pork rinds. So I don't know if they pop up because it's kind of a flattish bag. So maybe it's pork rind flavored popcorn.
You better watch a YouTube video first.
No, you know me. Cut the pipe first, figure out the rest later.
There you go. That's right. It'll all work out.
It all worked out fine.
Did you get past all that, by the way?
What's that?
Did you get past all the cold?
Yeah. The toilet didn't freeze a second time.
That's good.
Yeah. But I always check now that I have cold water in addition to the hot water going to the bidet before I let the water warm up and spray my ass, because I'm not making that mistake twice. But no, the cold water line.
Part of me was going like, which would be worse? And that actually, strangely enough, that would be worse. And the reason why is I think cold. As soon as cold hits you down there, you know it.
Yeah.
But as soon as hot hits you, I don't think it's not as fast.
Oh, I do it.
Well,
it's just that, cold water is uncomfortable. Hot water, that'll burn you.
Yeah. There you go. Go to the hospital, have to explain that.
Yeah.
As they're looking at you going, sir, it's sure, I understand, sir. I'm doing that. Mm-hmm. You quote marks. You burned your ass.
I swear it wasn't sexual.
Yeah.
I was not pumping hot water up my ass for sexual gratification. Let's get that straight right now.
When they demand that you have an X-ray just in case there's something still crawling around.
No. Oh, God. No.
I don't know. If I was doctor, I'd still be wondering about the bidet part.
What? You know what? You know what the alternative is to the bidet? Let's talk about the alternative to the bidet, because there is an alternative to the bidet, and we're going to have a little lesson here. because I found a guy on the internet that gave a good description of. Oh crap! It didn't save my bookmark. Now I got to see if it's still in my history. All right, let's see if we can find this.
He's looking for wash your ass in the history.
Yeah, I'm looking for. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for, and I think I found it. Let's see if this is. No, that's not the same thing that I was just looking at.
Hey, that almost transfers over to my tweet I sent about my email. You have to look at that.
Yeah, we will, but I need to find my things first. Oh, let's see. Maybe this is it. Let's see if it's still pinned here where it was. Oh, all right. Here we go. We'll go ahead and we'll mute that. We got to queue this up. I got to make this full screen, and then I will screen share. Because you know what, you could use the bidet and just rinse with some nice water, or you could do like this guy does, who's going to teach us all another way that one could wipe your ass. So here, pay attention because there's visual to go along with this. And there's sound to go with this.
What
too.
you do? The toilet tissue get down this low. Okay, you don't have anymore. What you do? You take one of these. Now this is going to help you save on your toilet tissue bill. You turn around and you fold it one time. You fold it 2 times. Then you fold it a 3rd time. Okay. Then you see this little tip right here. You tear that off. If you're sitting on a stool, you put it beside the stool. Once you get done taking a shit or pissing, you put your finger in there, you wipe your ass, okay? Then you take this and you wipe all this off of your hand, okay, all that shit. Then you take this, you put it in the stool and flush it. But this right here, the one I told you to save the little tip, you clean all that shit out your fingernail.
So there you go. Remember, don't. Now let's play something else loud. Remember, don't lose that little corner there, because you need that to clean all that shit out from under your fingernail.
No.
That's one of those ones.
I'll buy you a bidet if it'll keep you from doing that.
See, there's the alternative. So, Medicine, which option you go with? Spray a little water or clean the shit out from under your fingernail?
Oh, wow. Never mind. I'm going to have to go no comment on this. Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh my God. I think Medicine's answer is something to the effect of been there, done that. I think
if he'd try it, he'd be
okay, Medicine. Please explain.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. It's your turn now.
Don't explain.
Yes, you gotta.
I will, for a little bit of defense. I was a little kid at this time.
Okay.
And the suffering constipation.
Once you go splat, you never go back.
So you help things along a little bit. Pry in there a little bit, get things going. Got to move things around a little.
So spooning it out. So the rest would come out.
With a spoon?
No.
Oh.
You said spooning it out, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Now that he has something he can hook one to, you ought to get him one.
Now Shaz was commenting on my use of the word water. And then Jose Guzman saying, get well soon, Dune. And Shaz pointed out that Dune said wash correctly. I'm shocked. And
he's also sick.
Shaz is now all, ew, wow, ew. I just like that way that he's so nonchalantly at the end, like, "Can you use that to get all the shit out from your fingernail?" So
Spray the water.
did you have to get like a little scrub brush or something to kind of scrub the fingernails after you were done there, Venison?
No, I just wash it off with hot water.
I hope you're not a nail biter.
You're a kid. You don't care. That's
Ew.
how you build up your immune system.
Ew, no. Okay, I take responsibility for this. I am sorry I led us down this dark path of venison and shit eating. So let's move right along.
I did not eat it.
That's why you have dude wipes.
Dude wipes.
That was the email I got.
Shaz pointing in, ew, I just finished eating desserts. What the hell?
Although I got tempted by saw the corn because I
No. Okay,
You
we're
can't
done.
say
We're
corn.
done. We're done. We're done. You do not have to finish that thought. We all know it looks the same as it did before.
there was so much corn.
No. Okay, this is my fault. I'm sorry I ruined your dessert, Chaz, but to be fair, you've been tormenting Dune with all these desserts, so maybe this is karma? Let's call it karma. Can we call this karma? What do you think, Dune? See, Dune's not craving desserts anymore, so we fixed it.
Not at all. All gone.
There we go. There we go. Now Dude's going to go throw up after this call.
Great. I just saw this.
Let's hope not.
And I got chocolate cake in the fridge.
Shaz pointing out that Dune tortures her with Ellen cups.
I can't help it.
Just got the Ellen cups. Yeah, you know what? Speaking of cups, can we talk about cups? Let's talk about glassware. Does this look like the face of a guy that's into glassware? Because now, as you all know, probably
It's got beerware in it. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I like I have these beer mugs, and they're frosty beer mugs, and they say beer on them, right down the side of the glass. And I have 4 of them. Each one says beer in a different color, and it was something that my dad had when I was growing up, and I saw him use them exactly once when there was some kind of a gathering, and I'm trying to find a picture of them, see if there's oh, that's not how you spell frosty. So when they were moving out of the house in Hillsborough, and I was helping them pack up a few things, they were in the box of old dishes that were getting discarded of. And Dad was like, well, you want beer mugs? I'm like, yeah, I'll take me some beer mugs. And so I brought them back with me to Maine. And Gothard was like, hey, put them in the freezer. They'll go great in the freezer. So I've taken a liking to them. They're kind of old school, and yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's some of them.
Ooh, thanks for reminding me.
Of what? Beer mugs?
No, the refrigerator.
Okay. And here, if I share my screen here, you can see here, there's a few beer mugs there in this auction. This is the exact type of beer mugs, and I have 4 of them, and one's green, one's yellow, one's orange, one's brown, and I always thought it was a set of 4, and that's just how it was. And for all I know, it might be, because I've only seen them in these 4 colors. Now, this auction has 6 beer mugs in them, but 2 of them are green and 2 of them are orange, although that one, it's hard to tell. and so I oh, this one's red, so maybe this one is different. I don't know. Anyways, Kristen accidentally cracked one of them because some water got into the was dripping into the freezer, and so it was like making like a block of ice on one of the mugs. And so she put it in the sink and ran some water on it to thaw it out, and it caused it to crack. And she was like, "Oh no!" And I'm like, "Whatever. I still got 3 of them." And then I was like, "Besides, I know how to find them on eBay because Seth pointed out to me that they say Morgan on the side of them. And after I moved out, Seth kind of missed them, so he went on eBay and he found a bunch of them to buy. So that's how I knew that you can find them on eBay. So I went and I found a cheap auction that had a few of them. One of them was a brown one. So now I've got 6 of these mugs, and I have a full set of the 4 colors. But then Seth started pointing out to me that, you know, they also made other glassware in those same designs. So look at these are tall drink glass. I guess they're like a Collins glass, and they say tall drink on them. And now this set has 4 of them in different colors. Like this has got blue, but I think these would come in sets of 6. I've seen pictures with sets of 6 of some of these glasses. Here are your kind of short glasses. These just say bar glass on them. This is missing the yellow one. And I think I've seen pictures of this come with an ice bucket as well. But I haven't found that on eBay.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh my God, these are so cool. But then again, people are charging like, you know, this set of 5 glasses is $30 plus $15 shipping. So that's like $45 for a set of 5 bar glasses. And it's like, I have a cabinet filled with glasses. Do I really need glasses that match my vintage beer mugs that my dad happened to have and gave to me? Probably not. but
maybe down the road, yeah.
But this is the type of thing that it's like, I wish I could find these in the wild because, you know, people will sell old glassware at like, you know, like Goodwill or Savers or things like that for like cheap. And I mean, this is the type of thing I could probably get, you know, $1 each for a bunch of these glasses really cheap if I found them someplace. But because it's eBay, $30 for a set of 5 plus shipping. So I don't know. Now all of a sudden it's like, man, I want to buy glassware.
Well, what do you call it? Garage sale time is fastly approaching.
Yeah, there is that. But I mean,
you never know.
That's something that's so specific. I'm not sure I'll find out at the garage sale.
Well, you never know. You go to somebody's old house.
Yeah. I'll find old glasses, but those specific, I'd probably have to go to a lot of garage sales before I ever came across those specific glasses.
Well, yeah, but think of all the great stuff you'll pick up along the way.
I think the real pretty glasses at Walmart.
This is just what I need. So I finally got sick and tired of always rummaging through boxes, and I've bought a huge ass CD DVD storage shelf unit that's on its way here. That's going to take up a whole wall in my record room. So I'll finally be able to unbox the CDs and DVDs soon.
Yeah,
that'll be fun to move someday.
Yeah, no, I can't move now. I'm going solar. I have to stay here at least 20 years for it to pay off.
Oh, you're on for the you can do it for the count.
Ones I had to leave behind. Oh God,
I've come to a decision that because this house is kind of a small house, but it's just Kristen and I have enough room to kind of set up what I like here. And so the whole thoughts of, well, maybe someday, 5-10 years, I'll trade it in for a bigger house. It's like, this was expensive enough. And I can do what I need to do here. I like spending time other places, hanging out with other people. So it's like, what? Maybe put money into a trip or two, or vacations or things like that.
Yeah, wait several years, just buy the place from your dad or the lake house, and then you can have that to live in. Work remotely.
I don't know if I can manage that, but
that'd be great, wouldn't it?
That would be great, but no.
Get up in the morning, pants are optional. Turn on the modem.
Yeah, Oh no,
What can I do for you?
if I could find, well, that's the thing. A lot of my job I could do remotely, but they really want help desk people to be on site because people want the people that help them to be right there. So
No, I get that. I get that.
it's funny because a lot of my coworkers in other departments work from home on Fridays, and we don't have that luxury. We're expected to be there. It's like, yeah, I know a lot of people. I actually finally got to a point that they put us on a rotation that one of the four of us, could work from home on a Friday, and the rest of us got to show up there. Of course, I won't be showing up there this Friday because I'll be at home sick, wearing my suit.
That's right.
So,
You got too close exposed.
Yeah.
Not fake.
Yeah. Caught something from Dune. We're doing the show, and it was contagious all the way from Kansas.
Hey, I fought
Like a high-speed
Cole and
internet.
won. Cole never took route. Sneezed a few times, but that was it.
Wait, if I caught something from you over the internet, does it mean I caught that from your? Never mind. Anyways, moving.
Yeah.
Cox Internet Service was
Yes.
what the highest speed internet was that transmitted the
That's right.
disease. So
Johnny got something from my cocks. Internet. Sorry.
Cox high speed internet.
My Cox is real fast.
Let's just have a little refresher about that.
Hookers come after my cock.
That exactly.
You're brilliant, by the way.
Hey,
Not just anybody can cut that off like that.
it's what,
That sounds so real, it makes me believe it.
yeah.
Hookers come after my cock.
Yeah, okay. I won't ask for the reason for that.
You have to have
It's one of those things that it sounds bad, but you know what? In the scheme of things,
I mean, after all,
it's going to be wanted.
let's not forget.
When I have a hard day on the farm, I love drinking the sweat of two gay dogs.
Yeah, that one I think I don't know where that came from.
and then of course,
Hello, boys.
Yeah, right.
but it's okay. I have far more clips of Video Vamp because we'll never forget about it.
I will toss a salad.
Yes,
More
he
reasons
will.
why Johnny and I will never be part of public service. Ever.
Oh man. This is Jay Booger's favorite part of the show. When people cough. He loves it.
Finally was able to drink that stuff.
At least I have one of those cough things.
Sorry about that. Took too big a hit.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
So is the Delta box about ready to go out the window?
Oh, that's better.
Got a little bit of that going on.
I wish I had my bong. Now I've got a use for it. I even left.
If I'm still around by the time I retire, that'll be fun.
There you go.
That'll be an interesting show.
Yeah, I don't think that's allowed on Twitch, so you're gonna have to be a little stealthy about that or use code.
Well, it is if it's legal where you're at.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
there's
guess-
lots of stoner channels.
And is it legal in Kansas?
No,
Oh, well, I'm sure Kansas is getting cool with that, right?
well, I got a few years before I retire,
Yeah.
so
You think Kansas will have it by then?
who knows? It isn't like there are enough people that want it.
What's that?
it's not like there are enough people that want it. I mean, there is.
Hmm.
Well, they passed some medical stuff up here in Ohio, so we got that at least.
Hey, I just wish they wouldn't mess with that and just, if they're going to do it, just do it. Because baby stepping, it just costs more money.
Hey, tell me about it. It's the way you go to.
Because it always happens that way. It goes one way, and then you end up with a bunch of businesses that are, created because of it, and then they ended up getting just smashed because they legalized it completely. Just cut the middleman out, make it legal, be done with it.
Be nice if we could just get things done, you know?
Well, I mean,
Common
that's kind
sense
of the way
things done.
that's the way it works, though. Unfortunately,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know any place that's ever gone just straight legal. Do you?
No, I don't.
I mean, as far as I know, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm sure there's somebody out there that knows, but it seems like everybody starts off with medical and then goes from there.
I almost wonder. I mean, now there are obviously the people that are in favor of doing the medical as a gateway to just, recreational, legalizing it. But the thing is, there are legitimate medicinal benefits of treatment. I mean, it's not. I mean, there are people that point out that typically medicine isn't something that you pick different strains as a personal preference, but there
haven't watched very many commercials, have they?
And yeah, but there are cases where people are in serious pain and they've tried different things and they get down to marijuana eases their pain. It's legit. And I almost wonder if the people that are really serious about the medicinal properties of marijuana, if they get pissed off about the people that push it for recreational, because then that kind of undermines what they're doing and then makes it easy to dismiss it as just kind of a bullshit way to make it easier to acquire.
You're probably right.
It's a complicated topic, but really, ultimately,
it's one of those things too that
there's people that
both sides like to have their own. They always hide the bad parts of each side, and then they tout the bad parts of the other side. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. I think it's just inevitable.
It's a great way to release suppression too. And I'll vouch for that.
Yeah. Well, on that note, though, we have passed the 10 o'clock hour.
Yes.
And so now we can wrap this up. Somehow we made it through this show despite my sound card taking another turn for the... Really, I literally, the only way I can get things working was a lot of rebooting, a lot of reinstalling the drivers, and then installing the iMic card for the Skype output, because Skype will not go out this card now. I don't know what the fuck is up with it. Oh, the Facebook connector broke. Not as in it's asking me for a password, as in it's coming up with an error message that says app not set up. This app is still in development mode and you don't have access to it. I'll have to shoot an email over to Rico or someone. I'll throw it on the staff mail list. That still works, right?
Yeah, sure.
Well, I know the last few times I've sent things to that, things have gotten fixed shortly after I sent it, so I assume people are still receiving it.
Well, the mail list. I forgot about that.
There we go. I think Rico still sees those. But anyways, we do try to be educational here. I think we've learned a whole lot this week. So, Dune, what have you learned this week?
I'm dying.
All right.
You need a woot suit.
And Venison, what have you learned this week?
Well, I've learned that for the most part, you're not as professional as they would prefer.
I don't think that's true. I think I could be plenty professional for them.
Maybe if you can afford it.
I get paid to do tech support. That makes me a professional tech support dude.
There you go. Okay, peeps, I'm gonna jam. So you
All
take
right.
care.
Feel better soon.
Have fun. Yeah, really, dude. You sound bad.
Yeah. And I've learned. What have I learned? I've learned every time I think I figured out how to work the quirks of the sound card. That's with new quirks. And I've also learned Edison got shit on his fingers.
Hey, I gotta admit.
I've also learned if venison ever has me over for a meal, don't eat the corn.
Yeah, but that's a thing, you know.
No. You're not allowed to finish that thought.
Why not? I mean, because you could be interested, somebody could be interested.
And,
you look at it,
Shaz writes in, I learned not to bug Dune about desserts. Venison, sometimes when you hear the setup, you don't want to hear the rest of it. It's like this one time we're all sitting around a dinner table, me, my brother, my sisters, my aunt, uncle, my grandmother. My parents are out someplace else. And my youngest sister, Amanda, sets up a joke. There's a 4-floor building. There's a guy on the first floor eating a pickle. Guy on the second floor is painting the room green. Guy on the third floor is peeing out the window. Guy on the fourth floor is juggling knives. And it was at this point my aunt said, okay, I think we've heard enough. And Amanda was a little pissed off that, I got to tell the rest of no, we're done here now. And Grandma was like, no, it's okay, you can tell me later. And we're like, no, Grandma, no, don't. And so at some point, my sister is away off somewhere. Grandma's like, what was the deal with why did you cut off the joke? What was and my aunt repeated, guy on the first floor guy on the fourth floor juggling knives, guy on the third floor peeing out a window, guy on the second floor painting the room green, guy on the first floor eating a pickle. Do I really have to spell this out to you? See, at that point, we all knew what the rest of the story was. I mean, the setup kind of spelled it all out.
In a way, I don't. I want to see how that comes out.
I don't know how you're supposed to tell it, but it has something to do with the guy juggling the knife, missing a knife, and it falling down out the window. And, you got the guy that's peeing out the window. And so, as things fall downward, you end up with a knife falling, then you end up with a knife and something else falling, then you end up with it getting coated with green paint, and then the guy drops his pickle and grabs something that fell out that's like a pickle because it's green. And I'm thinking that, but I don't know how to properly tell the rest of that joke.
Okay.
But I think that joke works better if you cut the person off before they tell the rest of it, because you see where it's going. And when you work it out in your head, that's funnier than any telling of it could be. But when you start talking about corn still being intact, we see where this is going.
Like I said, I did not eat it.
The disturbing part is
I had to look at it.
The disturbing part is you have to specify that you didn't eat it. That needs an explanation.
You will think I would.
We know you.
I did.
You know what? I'm not sure I believe you.
I mean, it looked all right, but no.
No, okay. Like I said,
even I knew not to do that.
You thought about it, though.
You're a 7-year-old. You think about
That's no excuse. By 7, I think if you know anything, you know you don't eat shit no matter what it looks like.
Someone else in the neighborhood. Never mind. That part you don't want to hear. I knew a guy.
No. Stop. All right, so that's the show tonight. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for ADHD Radio with Vamp and Kevin. And
Real street kids.
and then there's Outlaw Radio, and what are they on Fridays, I think, and Saturday night the 5-Hit with Dune on his Twitch channel. Saturday night, Chris and I do our video game stream, Marriage Counseling, and I don't know what we're gonna do for the next show, but we're not. It's not gonna be more Final Fantasy yet because we don't play the same thing 2 weeks in a row. But we'll find something fun to play. And, Sunday, Dune and Bob show. And then we'll be back here next Monday. And, we'll have an update to the suit story. And we'll, get to find out how the suit encounter went. And if I did decide, fuck it, I'm going into work with a suit and then telling everyone I'm leaving early. Anyways, good night, everyone.
Yeah, I can see how that'll work out.